This video is brought to you by Glass, with a never-before-seen alternate opening and deleted scenes. Watch now on digital, on Blu-ray and 4K Ultra High Def, April 16th. After 19 years, M. Night Shyamalan still has us mesmerized. Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things you need to know about Glass. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the most fascinating details and Easter eggs relating to M. Night Shyamalan's Glass. We'll be touching on plot elements from Glass, Split, and Unbreakable, so consider this your spoiler alert. Number 10. It's filled with comic book references. As Glass tries to redefine the superhero genre, it also pays plenty of respect to comics as a whole. Mr. Glass also talks about creating Dunn's superhero persona, much like how Joe Chill inadvertently created Batman.
Wallace, Joey, I'm fast.
That's fine.
Fast.
Take it easy.
All the superhumans have unusual weaknesses too, with Dunn experiencing water like it's kryptonite, and Kevin's vulnerability to his name recalling Mr. Mxyzptlk.
I skywrote my own name. Backwards.
Twice.
Several fans have also compared Mr. Glass's awakening to The Dark Knight Returns, when a comatose Joker returns to crime after hearing Batman's name.
We act. Gotham City belongs to the Batman.
Batman. Darling.
Along with dozens of on-screen comics and references to DC and Marvel, Glass honors its roots without being obvious about it. Number 9. It was shot in a real psychiatric hospital.
I specialize in those individuals who believe they are superheroes.
Good for you.
Rather than building a set in a studio, Glass filmed in an actual psychiatric institution to establish their look. For Dr. Staples' evaluations, M. Night Shyamalan used the Allentown State Hospital in Pennsylvania. The building had been closed back in 2010, though it looked state-of-the-art within the movie. Allentown locals were hired as extras. Shyamalan grew up in Pennsylvania himself, and had previously filmed scenes for Signs and The Sixth Sense in nearby counties. Given that much of the film took place in a hospital, it helped that the crew used an authentic location. Number 8. Shyamalan considers it to be the first truly grounded comic book movie.
Everything extraordinary can be explained away, and yet it is true.
In his announcement panel for Glass at Comic-Con, M. Night Shyamalan made the bold claim that it would be the first really grounded comic book film. Glass gives its heroes and villains only moderately impressive abilities, like enhanced strength, intelligence, and climbing skills. In fact, the relative mundaneness of these powers leads the movie's characters to question whether they're really superhuman at all. Shyamalan stated that this was part of his overall style, where the supernatural starts to feel almost rational. As a realistic take on powers, vigilantism, and violence, Glass explored comics in a way few have tried before.
It will have limits. This is the real world, not a cartoon. And yet some of us don't die from bullets. Some of us can still bend steel.
Number 7. The 24 Personalities.
My name is Patricia.
I have no question. There are 24 identities
I'm Mary Reynolds. Por favor, señora. We almost got you, bro.
that live in that body with you.
The beast is coming any minute now for you guys.
On top of his animal-like abilities as the Beast, Kevin Wendell Crumb is best known for the numerous personalities who inhabit his mind.
The American sublime. Do you even know what that means? No.
In Split, we met the childlike Hedwig, the level-headed Barry, the callous and perverted Dennis, and the polite but malevolent Patricia.
It's good. It's got paprika in it.
We also glimpsed Jade and Orwell, but in Glass, we get to see 20 out of the 24 personalities that crowd Kevin's head.
Hi, I'm Mr. Pritchard. I'm a professor of cinema, specifically Japanese, 1950s to the 1980s. And I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing here.
This is possible thanks to lights in his room that force him to switch personalities. Keep a lookout and you'll notice that the room also has a large collection of toothbrushes for each personality. Number 6. M. Night Shyamalan appears in all 3 movies.
Can I put my hands down now?
Shyamalan's appearance in Glass was not a one-off affair, since he also showed up in Unbreakable and Split. While each cameo seemed innocent individually, Glass established M. Night as the same character in all three films. In Unbreakable, Shyamalan portrayed a druggie whom Dunn confronts at a sporting event. For Split, he played Jay, a landlord with some messy habits. Glass sees Jay walk into Dunn's new security shop and recognize him on the spot. Jay even talked about his shady past before he discussed his dead tenant from the events of Split. By turning these small cameos into a subtle character arc, Shyamalan brought more intrigue to the trilogy as a whole.
Hey, how'd you know the trash would be spilled?
How can I say this, Jay? You're not the most meticulous of people.
Number 5. The movie was originally supposed to be over 3 hours long.
No, the movie was 3.5 hours long. I had to trim it up a bit before you guys saw it.
That can't be easy.
Since it had been 19 years between the release of Glass and Unbreakable, M. Night Shyamalan wanted to recap his story. This meant Glass originally had several scenes that reminded the audience of past events and explained the details of Kevin's personalities. Before this material was cut from the movie, the original runtime spanned 3 hours and 20 minutes. Shyamalan mentioned an extended flashback for Kevin and the Horde as well, but he eventually felt that their introduction through Patricia worked just as well. After Shyamalan removed all the exposition, the 2 hours and 9 minutes we were left with worked well. Number 4. James McAvoy based one of Kevin's personalities on Saoirse Ronan.
Her voice was based on my memory of Saoirse's when she was 11. Not how she sounds now, and probably not how she sounded then, but my memory of her voice then, which was high and full of, she was sharp and she was just full of life.
Each of Kevin's personalities grew from defining characteristics that James McAvoy built on over time. One of these people, however, was inspired by a 12-year-old Saoirse Ronan. McAvoy specifically focused on Ronan's character in 2007's Atonement, in which they co-starred.
I want to thank you for saving my life. I will be eternally grateful to you.
The Horde personality was framed around Saoirse's lively cadence when speaking, rather than her accent. Though James never named the specific personality that Ronan inspired, he did say it was, quote, one of the twins. While adapting Ronan was certainly a strange choice, it gave fans another detail to obsess over on repeat viewings. Number 3. Each character's color symbolizes something. Glass gave each of its characters a unique look through character-specific lighting and wardrobe colors, but they were more than just visual flair. Mr. Glass wore lots of purple due to its royal associations, since Glass saw himself as a genius leader. Dunn, on the other hand, was filmed with plenty of green for its life-giving connotations. Yellow tones were used for the Horde based on their use in various Eastern religious traditions. This was due to the beast's savior complex, as he sought to save the broken. As great as the different hues were as a stylistic choice, they also helped Shyamalan give more depth to his characters.
Today is your coming out party. At least you know what to wear.
Number 2. Glass features footage shot for Unbreakable. Unbreakable's deleted scenes weren't wasted. The old footage was recycled into Glass in order to flash back to a younger David Dunn and his son Joseph. Their conversation, in which Joseph reveals that he's discovered his father's secret identity, foreshadows Joseph's sidekick role at the start of Glass. By recycling the footage, Shyamalan saved himself extra filming, and also avoided the hit-or-miss results of de-aging and recasting characters in flashbacks. Given the massive time gap between Unbreakable and Glass, he must have been pretty happy he hung on to it.
Elijah's changed over the years. He's given up.
Number 1. It's a trilogy 19 years in the making. Between Unbreakable, Split, and Glass, the East Rail 177 trilogy has been 19 years in the making. Although Split was marketed as a standalone film, it was revealed to be a sequel in its final moments.
And they gave him a funny name, too. What was it?
Mr. Glass.
He was originally supposed to be part of Unbreakable too, with one scene showing Dunn bumping into the Horde at a train station and hearing chaotic voices. Executives, and even James McAvoy himself, weren't aware that Split was a sequel until later in its production.
My name's Hedwig. I have red socks.
Shyamalan has suggested that Unbreakable was always part of a trilogy, but that studios didn't want more hero films at the time. Despite a long wait for the stars to align, M. Night finally got to make the trilogy he wanted.
It all makes sense. In a comic, you know how you can tell who the arch villain's going to be? He's the exact opposite of the hero. And most times they're friends like you and me. I should have known way back when. You know why, David? Because of the kids.
This video is brought to you by Glass, with a never-before-seen alternate opening and deleted scenes. Watch now on digital, on Blu-ray and 4K Ultra High Def, April 16th. Check out the Glass trailer, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.